This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Hello and welcome to Pulse of Africa News. I'm Jalani Tesfaye with the latest. First, our top stories for today. Bill Gates to give most of his $200 billion fortune to Africa. Nigeria seeks $25 billion investment for undersea gas pipeline. Russia and Ukraine failed to agree ceasefire. Now the news in detail. Sudan's new Prime Minister Camille Idris has dissolved the country's caretaker government. Idris took the oath of office on Saturday as the country's first prime minister since military-led coup in 2021. In a speech on Sunday, he vowed to remain at equal distance from all political parties and to prioritize stability, security, and reconstruction in Sudan. In April 2023, Sudan plunged into civil war when tensions between the military and the breakaway group the Rapid Support Forces exploded into open warfare in the capital Khartoum and other parts of the country. East Africa's longest bridge has just been completed, and it is 1.9 miles long and costs about 193 million euros. The John Magufuli Bridge spans the Mwanza Gulf on the southern shore of Lake Victoria and connects the towns of Busisi and Kugongo. A key feature of the bridge is a 520-meter low pylon cable-stayed section contributing to its record length. Scheduled to be officially opened by President Samia Suluhu Hassan on June 19, the project was fully financed by the Tanzanian government and was built by a joint venture between two Chinese companies, China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation and China Railway 15th Bureau. The construction of the bridge began back in 2019, and it was the first named Kigongo-Busisi Bridge. However, it was later renamed in honor of late President John Pombe Magufuli, who launched the project before his death. President John Dramani Mahama said his government will place restrictions on the importations of excavators into the country. He explained that all excavators will be tracked to check whether they are being used for illegal mining or not. He also stated that the government plans to change the permit system, noting that Ghana currently has more excavators than any other country in Africa. President Mahama argued that Ghana's current approach to mineral extraction benefits foreign economies far more than it helps its citizens. He noted that minerals are exported in raw form and later imported as finished good at much higher cost. Ghana remains Africa's leading gold producer and holds commercially viable deposits of lithium, iron ore, and bauxite. Microsoft founder Bill Gates says that most of his fortune will be spent on improving health and education services in Africa over the next 20 years. The 69-year-old said, by unleashing human potential through health and education, every country in Africa should be on a path to prosperity. Speaking in Ethiopia's capital Addis Ababa, he also urged Africa's young innovators to think about how to build artificial intelligence to improve healthcare on the continent. Gates announced last month that he would give away 99% of his vast fortune, which he expects to reach $200 billion by 2045, by when his foundation planned to end its operations. In other news, a second round of direct peace talks between Russia and Ukraine have ended without a major breakthrough and only a deal to swap more prisoners of war. Ukrainian negotiators said Russia had again rejected an unconditional ceasefire, a key demand by Kyiv and its allies in Europe and the US, but the two committed to return the bodies of 12,000 soldiers. The Russian team said it had proposed a 2 or 3 day truce in certain areas of the vast front line, but gave no further details. Expectations were low even before the talks started, with both sides remaining deeply divided on how to end the war. United States Defense Secretary Peter Hegseth has called on Australia to increase its military spending to 3.5% of gross domestic product as soon as possible. Responding on Monday, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said government will decide on Australia's defense capability needs before announcing spending. What you should do in defense is decide what you need, your capability, and then provide for it, Albanese told reporters. Albanese added that his government is already increasing defense spending by about $6.5 billion.
The story of resurgent Ethiopia and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel, all the time. Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Now to business news. Nigeria seeks $25 billion investment for undersea gas pipeline to Europe. This was disclosed during a meeting between Vice President Kashim Shettima and Vitol Group at the presidential villa Abuja on Monday. The project, which is the Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline, aims to transport Nigerian gas to Morocco and onward to Europe through the West African coastline. Vice President Shettima said President Bola Tinubu's economic reforms have positioned Nigeria as a prime investment destination, especially in the energy sector. He described Nigeria's gas sector as a beacon of stability and transparency amid global uncertainty. Finally, Ethiopian Airlines is looking to order at least 20 regional or small narrow-body jets as it moves to expand its domestic fleet and replace some aging aircraft, the airline's chief executive told Reuters on Monday. CEO Mesfin Taso Bekele said in an interview, "We are evaluating 3 aircraft models, the E2 from Embraer, the A220 from Airbus, and 737 MAX 7 from Boeing. The final order quantity will depend on the type chosen," he added. Boeing 737 MAX 7, which has a larger seating capacity and sits at the bottom of a larger category than the Airbus A220 and Embraer E2, is yet to be certified. Before concluding, let us provide you with the latest updates on global commodities prices. Now to weather updates. That is all for today, and thanks for watching Pulse of Africa.
This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.